I have to warn you, I just seen the first 4 seconds of this. God damn, Scotty.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Oh, set him up.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
God damn, Scotty.
And
That's
he
what, I clicked on the video and I seen that. I'm like, damn. I had the AC on. I just, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get to the next video to start recording. That shit popped up too fast before I could pause it. I see that. I was like, damn, I got to pause that before I see too much.
A lot like Mahorn in the first half. This is a shake, and you can see Scottie Pippen down in his defensive position.
Set him up.
Gets
Set
down,
him up,
and this is just a great move. Boy.
This is also the observe favorite players of all shitting. You need to use that be surprised with. I.com shipping. In the 1990s, the NBA had many great small forwards, guys who could score, rebound, and carry a big portion of the offensive load. Guys like Scottie Pippen, Dominique Wilkins,
shaking motherfuckers. Shaking
and of course, Grant Hill. When Grant Hill was drafted by the Detroit Pistons in 1994, the NBA was looking for a new superstar to take over Michael Jordan's place. Hill was under a lot of pressure, but already showed in his rookie season that he was a special player. Just totally different to Michael Jordan, though. The one player that Hill reminded me of was Scottie Pippen. But not any Scottie Pippen. I'm talking about the 1994 Scottie Pippen who almost won the MVP that year. Grant Hill could almost do it all. He could score with his crossover or his great mid-range game. He could handle the ball almost like a point guard. He could pass, he could rebound, and he was a solid defender. This guy was like the full package. The only thing was that his team, the Detroit Pistons, weren't that good. Gone were the days of the bad boys of winning championships. It was a rebuild. But talking about
Let me go back for a second. Who Miller? Y'all right here. How true it is. He went right back to it. Who Miller?
Were the days of the bad boys of winning championships. It was a rebuild. But talking about NBA championships earlier, the one team that was dominating since 1995 was the Chicago Bulls. And of course, Grant Hill was always looking forward to those matchups.
For me personally, I didn't match up with Jordan. I wanted to guard Jordan, but Dumars, he was the Jordan stopper on our team. And I was matched up with Pippen. And that was always, a great matchup. I enjoyed that. He was kind of the guy that you're trying to get to, but they beat us. I mean, it was fun to compete, but it wasn't always fun to result.
Now we have to remember that if you had a player in the Eastern Conference and the other one in the Western Conference, they would not run into each other that often. But with Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill, both players were in the Eastern Conference and therefore had many matchups. Now let's take a moment and take a look where Scottie Pippen had a hard time guarding Grant Hill.
Ice cold, 4 of 16.
Get hit up against Scotty.
Grant Hill. He will take it.
Every player on the Bulls team know where Grant Hill is going right here. They know he's going to drive the basket. He does not want to shoot the jumper somewhere else.
Take it, you know what I'm saying? Take it.
He's really not getting it. He can make those shots.
I'll leave those
Grant Hill with a
Mike
steal
Chill.
on the attempted skip
Diamond.
pass.
Oh, I think it's something. I'm looking
11:42
more.
to go, third quarter. Hill looks for the double. The finger roll up and in.
Well, he's smart. He knows Scottie Pippen has 4 points.
Now Pippen picks up Grant Hill again. They renew their battle. And this time he goes from the paint.
I thought he was going to spin. Scotty probably did too.
Just moments ago, Grant Hill able to accelerate and might have hurt himself with that move.
Offensive rebounds.
That was good defense, but
the ball game.
the offense.
68 and the Pistons 50.
Jordan can just make that one-on-one move, rise when everybody else to get the jumper.
Crazy that. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say
You
Scotty.
gotta get it out quick when he
Crazy
drives.
that.
He
Great.
has that sneaky, quick dunk.
Scotty, they maybe.
Assists on the 28 buckets.
Yeah, they're not showing Scotty's buckets.
Hill now has 18 points.
Like Chicago,
7 or 9, something.
they have to force misses.
Hill off the dribble going right.
Now, since you guys are most likely also old school NBA fans, I'm pretty sure that you also watched NBA Open Court. And I'm pretty sure that you also know the segment that I'm about to show you guys. It is about Grant Hill talking if he feels that he was better than Scottie Pippen. Let's take a look.
Well, I know in '90 he was still giving us buckets. Now it might not be But that's what I'm going with. I'm leaving it at that.
In the 90s, I would take him over Dominique.
In the 90s, I would go, and I know
Dominique was on the Achilles.
Yeah, he had
I have Scottie Pippen.
Scottie would be in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I know that
I was waiting for it.
I had a great 6 years, but I think I didn't win. And I didn't have, we're judged, as Reggie said earlier, on postseason. I didn't have great success in the 90s in the postseason. So, if that's part of the criteria, then yeah, Scottie gets it. But head up,
Head up.
I bet my numbers.
Head up.
My numbers were,
You talk about the numbers being very similar, and they were, except that you had you averaged more points, rebounds, and assists than he did.
No, Bird, wait. Let's
I got more
acknowledge.
touches.
Let's acknowledge on the real who this guy really is sitting here, because when Jordan was retiring and Grant Hill was coming into the league, we were talking about passing the mantle
to Grant.
Yes, you was going. So it ain't like you won. Scottie Pippen couldn't carry the league. Jordan carried the league. We're talking about a guy like yourself.
When I started my business in 2011, I chose Wix, and it was really
man,
because the aesthetic
of carrying the league. So you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, Scott,
Hey, you know what? I'll let you say it. If you want to say
worst
it.
No, but it's like,
You say,
it's me.
What? Does Scottie Pippen have pictures of you or something? What's the deal with Scottie?
Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill, what are you wishing for this Christmas?
Well, it comes with a nice new uniform.
Scottie Pippen.
And it comes with a plane ticket, first class.
Plus, you get to see lots of old friends.
But you can't buy it.
And it's a gift only the fans can give you.
NBA All-Star balloting begins tomorrow at McDonald's.
Now I just found a video clip from back in the days of Grant Hill and Scottie Pippen talking about their matchups. Let's hear what they had to say back in the days.
Earlier, we talked with both Pippen and Hill about the matchup.
Scottie's a great defender. I think he, unlike a lot of people who play me, a lot of people back off me and let me size him up and do what I have to do. He gets all under me and really hassles me up the court, pressures me, gets all under me and really doesn't allow me to size him up and really tries to dictate, what he wants me to do as opposed to what I want to do.
I try to get up the court and make him have to work, bring the ball up. I know he's pretty much their primary ball handler, guy who gets them into their offense and allows them to be able to execute under his ability to create. So when I'm able to make him work the ball all the way up the court, allows me to get better defense position on him.
All right, you guys, that was it for today's.
Hard to hear Scottie, but you know what I'm saying? That's the end of this one, y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Let me know if Grant Hill really used to cook Scottie Pippen. That's before my time. You know what I'm saying? I see from the clips, Grant Hill had a little, you know what I'm saying, and the NBA legends saying that he was a little more than just a Scottie Pippen, I guess you could say. Yeah, man, click on the last reaction, subscribe, turn on post notifications, share the video with your peoples on your social media platforms, all that. I'm out of here, man.